Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church. And I'm here this morning, start another week. And I'm just going to share some random scriptures that I think have some importance to us today. And I'd like to begin with one that you're well familiar with. It's Luke chapter 6 and verse 31. I'm pretty sure you've heard this one. It says, Jesus said, "Do unto others as you would like them to do to you." Now, how simple can you make it? You want people to treat you right? Well, you treat them right. You want people to be fair with you? Well, then you be fair with them. This is one of those verses that it's kind of hard to argue against, whether you're a believer or not. But yet there's something important about this because Jesus says this, and then in the next couple verses, he really explains it. And explains it in terms of who you and I are. Let's look at next couple verses. If you only love those who love you, well, I should get credit for that. Even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good only to those who do good to you, why should you get credit for that? Even sinners do that much. And if you lend money only to those who can repay you, why should you get any credit? Even sinners will lend to other sinners for a good full return. So he lays out some conditions for this. Do unto others as you have them done to me. And he says that, look, even the worst of people will love those who love them. They'll do good for them. They'll even lend them money. So if you're doing that, it's kind of like, so what? You're supposed to do that. I mean, that's beyond, as they say, common sense, which I learned a long time ago is neither common nor necessarily sensible. But he goes on. He doesn't stop there. He says one more thing that I'd like to read to you. Verse 35. Love your enemies. Do good to them. Lend to them without expecting to be repaid. Then your reward from heaven will be very great. Whoa. This is where, as they say, the rubber meets the road. Love your enemies. Do you do that? Do you do that all the time? Do you even do it part of the time? Most people ignore their enemies or fight with them or try to get even with them or something. Love is not what they do. And I try. I'll be honest with you. I try real hard. I don't know that I always succeed. I mean, as long as I'm not around them too much, it's a lot easier. You probably found the same thing out. But what Jesus is talking about here is how God looks at you and how he looks at others. If we could somehow make a sheet, a data sheet, and list all the good things that we do that reflect God, and then list all of the things we do that don't reflect God, that might be an interesting sheet. And a lot of it is simply because we're human beings. However, God calls us to do better. He calls on you and me to step up to the plate, show a different side, somehow be better than you think you are. And the measuring stick is how we treat our enemies, how we react to those who strongly disagree with us. There's no other way to hide it when it comes to people that you disagree with. And Jesus tells us right here in his own words, we're supposed to do better. Now, why are we supposed to do better? Well, if you're a Christian, the answer is simple. Because you're supposed to live what you preach. Now, I know there are a lot of people who go around claiming to be Christians, and they don't seem to act it out very well. They use slogans that invoke Christian words, but the attitude is not there. If you use as a measuring stick this verse that I read, do unto others as you would like them to do unto you, I would guess, just to guess, 3/4 or more of the public figures who spout Christianity in their belief system wouldn't qualify here. You can't shout at people and call them names and call yourself a Christian. You can't hate certain groups and call yourself a Christian. You can't ignore certain groups because you don't want to be around them and call yourself a Christian. Now, don't blame me. As they say, don't shoot the messenger here. I'm just reading what Jesus said. I don't have to really interpret it. And each of us know in our own hearts where we stand in relationship to this. So I'll start out the week by challenging you. How can you do better tomorrow, this week, and the next in your own life, in loving your enemies and doing good to them? Will you think about it? Call us if you have a prayer concern or a need. We'll do whatever we can to help out as fast as we can. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a great day. I hope you're going to have a really great week. It's going to be special. I just know it. God bless you. I'll talk to you again.